This room.
Oh, damn it.
Overlooking the water, we went and did some shopping at Bankley. I tried on this stunning ring, and afterwards we went back home. We went back up the day by watching a movie downstairs with our dog.
One type of lifestyle that people are always curious about is the lifestyle of the obscenely wealthy. How do the top 0.1% live? What do they buy? What do they eat? Voyeuristic minds can't help but try to pierce the veil, pull the wool from their eyes, and see what life is like for the upper class, living a lifestyle we could never dream of experiencing.
We're on a family trip. This is everything in my bag. First things first, we have another bag, lucky box bag, where I can put all my lucky box, exhibit A, exhibit B glasses, so I can do incognito, not that anyone knows who I am.
So a strategy showcasing a wealthy lifestyle often works well online, like videos where people eat the most expensive meals, buy luxury designer items for a day, or go on a luxurious vacation.
It went pretty small.
But what if you were able to post this sort of content all the time because you truly lived this lifestyle? The influencer Becca Bloom was able to constantly give this sort of lifestyle content to her followers because she's always been rich. This has always been her life. And through allowing her audience a glimpse into her ostentatious lifestyle, she gained over 3.5 million followers in her first year of creating videos on TikTok. Instead of eating the rich, people were eating up her content, and things were going well until they weren't. But can Becca Bloom buy her way out of being too rich for TikTok at a time when wealth disparity and overconsumption is becoming the next faux pas?
There's no such thing as being a billionaire that you didn't steal most of the money from the workers who built everything for you. It's pretty reprehensible to be like that ostentatiously wealthy at a time.
I'm back too.
Literally on the same device.
Sorry about that.
Rage baiting people with. Okay, you can see videos of people here in the United States, all over the world, who are suffering because people like your parents exist.
In today's climate, with a massive wealth gap, does Becca's flaunting of her wealth go too far? Because her content became so successful in the first place, off of showing her upper class lifestyle, what does that even say about society and social media? In the process of building a platform, has Becca Bloom, like many who post on social media, become too
This is a really small burger.
machine? Posting with the algorithm and the people have only encouraged
I'm doing fine,
in the
man.
first place.
I'm doing okay. I was on the phone with the missus, so I was, and it was a pretty long conversation. She just wanted to talk about how much she loved the food that she made today. She's very proud of herself, and I am too, because the food is actually pretty fucking good.
Essentially blame the woman who continues to post about it because, well, that's what she got famous for in the first place.
It is pretty good, so I can't really. I'm not pretending that. I'm not pretending on anything. It legitimately is very good. It's just that I want to save it enough for me to savor it for work tomorrow.
To the conclusion to keep doing what's working, posting about their wealth. Meanwhile, income inequality grows.
It's average size to you?
This is happening, but when she
You sure about that?
posts the same content, her indifference can begin to feel.
So look, to be fair, this is a Whopper Junior. You see my hand? This is a Whopper Junior. It feels smaller compared to what I'm accustomed to. Because I usually get a Whopper, but I'm using up my points on my apps, and I didn't have enough for a Whopper, so I'm just enjoying my Whopper Junior. But I'm also going to do something a little funny. What if I were to combine this? Hey, what's up, Wiggle Stick? How you doing today? Welcome to the stream. How is life treating you? I guess as a result for this, I'm going to take this. And look, it's weird. Isn't it just me that it seemed like the Big Mac has gotten a little smaller too? So much for it being big. This is not good. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to mix them together. Don't combine it. Why not? It actually tastes really good. Why I can't combine it? Well, guess what? I'm playing human today. Oh, wait. No. Take that back. Hey, what's up, blue person? Welcome, welcome. Science said it couldn't be done. Science said it couldn't be consumed. Science says, let's eat. This will be a lot beefier with an actual Whopper, but I'll take the Whopper Junior. You know, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Problem is, I don't have any fish around. No, I would have cooked one up already and mixed it into it. Or better yet, eat it with a nice little salmon. Really? When you say same personality, you mean just very eccentric and very adventurous, I take it? Sorry about your grandfather. Rest in peace, he does. I gotta say, it's kind of weird. It's very weird that when you mix the Big Mac meat and the Whopper meat, it has a very distinctive taste. It's like it feels kind of whole, like very whole. It's like it's complete. That's funny. Oh man. You hear this? This is exquisite. Very tasty. I don't know about you guys. You say not to mix up Big Macs and Whoppers, but sometimes you gotta live dangerously. You should definitely give it a try sometime, yeah. And while you're at it, try this. Mix up a cup of 1/3 Coke. Hey, what's up, Didi Moreno? How you doing? So, I just had Burger King, McDonald's, and Wendy's. And I've taken the Junior Whopper and the Big Mac, mix it together, and I'm eating the McWhopper. I'm eating the McWhopper as we speak. And yeah, it is very good. Don't like it till you try it. Do not knock it till you try it. It is really good. But here's the thing. If you're gonna do that, high blood pressure, any percentage speed run. Yeah, we'll see what happens. You know, you could be right. I could have an onset of high blood pressure in the foreseeable future. That is unless if I don't change. That is unless if I wind up changing my diet. But and while you're at it, you should take a third cup of Coke, mix it with 1/3 of root beer, and another third of sweet tea. You mix that together, that's a very delicious combination. Some people might call me mad and crazy. I call it very inventive. I'm surprised Coke hasn't even thought about coming up with anything. What's up, Coop? How you doing today? Welcome back. Welcome back. It's good to see you again, my friend. That's good to hear. Wow. They say mad scientists makes the greatest inventors. Oh, yeah. Well, cooking up anything? Well, speaking of cooking up, so the missus made a really delicious, wholesome meal earlier today. And actually, you know what? I'm going to show you what I'm going to be bringing to work tomorrow and what I'm going to be eating. Where I'm from? United States. I'm going to show y'all something. Delicious. All right. I'm going to show y'all something. Y'all need to come with me. It's imperative that you do. Hey, what's up, Miguel? What's going on, my friend? And y'all, come with me. I'm gonna show y'all what I'm bringing tomorrow. I should make a paper airplane. I used to do that a while back in school. I don't know how to do it anymore. All right, guys. So look. MTV Crib Tour, be right back. Put some fucking pants on. Oh. Alright, so look, I'm going to show y'all something. These are the foods that I'm bringing in tomorrow. You're going to see how juicy it is. Behold, red beans and rice, and 6 pieces of chicken. Mixed spicy and regular Cheetos mac and cheeses. Hey, that's actually not a bad idea. I gotta do that someday. Wait. Just spicy. I don't care for the regular. I need something with extra flavor. It has a nice stinking sensation to it. Oh. I got me a salad right here. It's homemade. And I have cabbage. And that's what I'm bringing to work tomorrow. And I'm going to be eating all of that without fail. That is delicious. Do a house tour? Shit. It's a little dirty to do a house tour for everything. But, let's see. Give me a minute. The house isn't really all that extravagant. In fact, it's very plain. It's very regular. But alright, I'm gonna show you guys what the house looks like. This is the kitchen. As you can see, you got the refrigerator, here's your cabinets, your microwave, your stove, and here's our storage where we actually have a bunch of other supplies. That's the back door that leads to the backyard. Here's the bedroom. Oh, sure thing, Ninja. What you should do is go ahead and try it. When I stream again, come back, let me know how it tastes. If it's too much for you, understandable. If it's not too much for you, then you need to go bigger. I'll let her know that too. So, I'm gonna let her know that, DD. So this is the bedroom. This is our master bedroom here. Not much else with this except here's your bed. Here's our TV. That's my PS4, but I mostly play Blu-ray. I do have PS4 games. I just haven't bought any for myself yet. So that's kind of where I am right now. Now, as far as this goes, this is the living room. I need to break this down eventually, but I'm going to do it after February. You got your TV. Oh, I got my TV. I got my Switch. I got a TV. I have a Blu-ray player. And I got some other miscellaneous stuff. I didn't show you all the bathrooms though. Let's see. So look with this. This is the bedroom here. This is the laundry. This is my other bathroom. And in the back is the computer room. Nothing special here. And there's a lot of storage. The end. It's not the most kept at the moment right now because I just got back at the house. But I'm going to go ahead and get everything situated with that in the future. Yeah. So here you go. This is the that was my short little house tour. It's not big, but it's cozy enough and it's perfect for 2 people. Big enough, more than big enough for 2 people. Cozy enough if you want to have 1 or 2 kids, and that's about it. Which I don't know why people want to have kids in the first place right now, but that's just me. I digress. So as a result of that, yeah. But we're planning on doing some upgrades. But I guess since this year might be a little cash-strapped, for lack of a better word, we're just kind of prioritizing what we need to do as opposed to what we'd like to do. So, okay. Master, could you teach me the secret craft? Huh. That depends on what kind of craft you want me to teach you. I mean, I only have certain expertise in certain fields, but I could teach you a few things. Perhaps there is a special craft, but it's going to require you to know the code. Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, then start. Other than that, the secret lies within your own strength and willpower to actually overcome all forms of adversity. That is, if you decide to go for that particular route. You know, it's kind of funny though, like whenever you hear master, you think of like, when you hear the word master, you think of like some sort of, some kind of assistant or some sort of character in a movie that probably sounds that has a very sinister kind of sounding voice, kind of like Calabac from, not Calabac, what's the name of that guy? He's from the Justice League or something like that, I remember. I forgot the name. But he had a very sinister sounding voice. He's like, my master, apparently the mother boxes will not be secured. How will you find your treasure? He's a cat, bro? What you mean? What do you mean by cat? What you mean by that? Like, he a cat, bro. What you mean by that? Yeah, you could say something like that, but cats tend to be very independent, more like a dog. A dog would probably be a lot more, master, show, what shall we do now? You know what? It's actually funny because I've never actually been around furries before. I've never been around furries before, so that's actually kind of funny. But you know what's really funny? I will admit that like furries are quite a group of people that are quite eclectic in their personalities and such. And they seem like they're pretty cool people too. I'm not gonna lie, I think they're pretty cool people. Well, in terms of their creativity and everything when it comes to what kind of costumes they want to wear. They want to dress up like wolves or dogs or cats and all that. And it's like, y'all live that life like crazy. But you know what? You do you, boo-boo. And I applaud them for that. They're very unique. Very, very unique. Wonderful people, I would say.
Insensitive to many, which has become the main.
Oh yeah. So also earlier today, I remember that I've actually had some money in my Nintendo Switch account, and I was like, you know what? There's a game that I wanted to download, and luckily it was on sale, so I was able to get it for $8. You saw a gang of furries? Really? So wait. Where did you see them at? And did they have like some kind of convention going on, and they were just, or did they seem like they were just dressed up just because they wanted to embody their persona?
You have to be in order to acquire that much money in your lifetime. Somewhere along the way,
at Walmart of all,
and how Becca may have played into all of this.
There had to be a convention going on at that time when you saw. There had to be. If they didn't, then they must be role playing or something.
So it turns out, even though I thought I knew how to pronounce designer brands, and maybe I did.
This is actually pretty hilarious.
I how to pronounce designer brands. I guess just because
this is actually pretty
don't
hilarious.
Have any interest in purchasing from designer brands. So throughout this video, I was pronouncing Hermes and Bulgari as Hermé and Bulgari, but I heard Becca Bloom herself pronounce these brands, and she is the expert as Hermes and Bulgari, not Hermé and Bulgari. Just wanted to put that as a note. In general, my goal for 2026 is to work on my pronunciations. I'm definitely not perfect at that, probably because I read a lot and how things sound in my head versus how they sound when I pronounce them.
Kind of funny hearing Madison and Kiki
I'm working on
talking right now. It's quite endearing just hearing them talk. And I like these. I like your content. Can't really go
Becca
on with those
Bloom
two.
grew up in Atherton, California, which Becca herself describes as a small town.
So I'm from the Bay Area, from a little small town called Atherton.
Oh, they called each other
By size,
master.
Atherton may be small.
Huh.
It's one of the richest and most affluent towns in America. Because of her upbringing and her surroundings, Becca Bloom's opulence isn't feigned.
It's one of the reasons why I think people really like Becca Bloom, because she is not pretending. Okay, people like Becca Bloom bask in their richness, honestly and authentically. They are not trying to pretend like they are just like you. They're not pretending to be like one of us. And every day people are eating it up.
Yeah.
Becca has been wealthy her entire life. It's as normal to her as breathing air. And with that comes the concept of quiet luxury. Instead of a flashy, in-your-face, new money aesthetic that feels forced and fake. This may be why Becca's content feels different to those consuming it, compared to the flashy, new money influencers.
What does this smell remind you of?
It smells really familiar. What is that?
Donna Born Roma.
Mm.
I always remember our wedding night.
Here are some of the best and worst handbag purchases I made in 2024.
Growing up, Rebecca attended the prestigious Menlo School. When she was a junior, she was captain of the robotics team. When Becca Bloom was still in high school, she founded multiple companies, kickstarting her career in fintech and an impressive resume. According to a
Bro, I was
2020
emo at the
interview
time.
Becca did with Launch
I mean, everybody
Labs,
went through some kind of phase. Everybody went through some sort of stage in their life where they tried to find out who they were. They were exploring about who they were, what they were about. And it's really not that, there's nothing, something to frown upon. It is something that I will say does require a bit more finesse for you to really figure out who you really are. And you go through different transitions in your life. I mean, you might be discovering something relatively new and you want to be that, and then you find like a group of people that you're comfortable with and they look different and you want to fit in. Or, you know, you wind up discovering some kind of music you listen to and all of a sudden you want to embody that particular music. Oh, you had a boyfriend. Oh, well, even that, you know, that's fine too. You know, if you had a boyfriend and all that too.
Rebecca eventually sold Study Pal.
You know, it's not something to be ashamed of. I mean, you know, you were exploring who you were as a person, and that's not a big deal. You know, it's something. It's a self-discovery thing.
America's favorite chip.
Jane runs a camp, and you know it's a
And I
camp
will admit, like,
because she bought a
even in this day and age,
Squarespace, so that you can sign up.
Excalibur.camp. That's actually funny. But even after all that, you know, you're still never even in your adult years. Like, how old are you again? Perchance. Because even in your adult years, you're still trying to figure out who you are. You're still trying to figure out where you belong, and you're finding every opportunity to make it seem like you still need to continue to really evolve.
Let's be real. Getting over
Right, you're 10 years old.
someone that you saw forever with, now that is a breakup day.
Yeah, so you're going to find out a lot of things about yourself, okay?
Which was a phone charger
And
kind of just ended up coming with a wireless charger idea.
it would be imperative that, you had some lived experiences that I never had growing up, okay? My life has been very cookie cutter, so growing up. But then again, you know, you were born in an era where smartphones are commonplace. Back in my day, you know, that's a phrase I never thought I'd be saying this to anybody. Back in my day, in the 80s and 90s,
We're entrepreneurs. Both of them are in the tech industry. They
we didn't
started
have
from, nothing,
smartphones.
and now they've built a business of
Hell, we didn't even have flip phones.
They primarily do SAS.
You know what we did whenever we had to call somebody? We went to a payphone, a public payphone. But even with that, they used to have advertisements on television talking about 1-800-COLLECT. And then when you do that, you just and it's only 10 cents a minute.
From then on, it just really
Oh, so your boyfriend was over pretending. Wow. You mean taking it very seriously? Okay. Is that the reason why you don't have a boyfriend anymore? Because it was a conflict of your comfort. But it's okay. Like I said, it's a growing experience. I'm pretty sure he is perfectly happy being a furry still. And you are still finding yourself on who you are as a person.
2000.
It's okay, my
10 years
friend.
Later, the
Yeah, it's
company
okay.
was listed on the New York Stock Exchange.
Back then, when they were running a tech company with 15,000 to 20,000 employees, they were facing immense amounts of stress every single day, and they were coming home and not telling us anything, to the point where I just assumed that they were having a good time at work. Nowadays, they've been starting to tell me a lot of the trials and tribulations.
Oh, he was not
that
the
they've
furry,
gone
but
through,
you
and
were.
That's really enlightened me on how well they were able to stay calm throughout the entire process.
Though the company was taken private again by Simon in 2014. At the time, the fully diluted equity value of Camelot was $98.2 million per an SEC filing. There's been many rumors spread in regards to Becca Bloom and her family's wealth, plus a lot of reports and information that we'll provide in this video. A woman who allegedly knew Becca explains where her family's wealth comes from in a TikTok.
Becca Bloom has been blowing up lately, and our parents used to run in the same tech circle back in China, so I was very happy to see her succeed. But in case you're wondering how her parents made so much money, here's their backstory. Her dad, Ma Yiming, moved from China to the US in the 80s and earned 2 master's degrees in math and computer science. He then worked for IBM as a developer. Her mom, Zhou Haidi, also worked at IBM, but on the sales and operations side. In the 90s, they moved back to China, to Beijing's Zhongguancun, which is known as China's Silicon Valley. That's where they started Camelot Information Systems. Camelot became China's first large-scale banking IT systems company. By the 2000s, Camelot dominated the market for tech integrations. By 2010, they IPO'd on the New York Stock Exchange, raising nearly $150 million.
He
By the way,
wants.
watch closely. Becca's right there in the New York Stock Exchange.
Wait.
When her family's company went public. Then
What the hell?
The Ma family went big into real estate, and that's when their net worth shot into the billions. So when Becca Bloom, also known as Rebecca Ma, casually shows off her Hermes bracelets, private jets, or luxury homes, it's not fake. She's a true billionaire heiress.
One of the rumors that began circulating online was that Becca Bloom's parents were taken off the NASDAQ for fraud. As the Redditor, ResearcherOK6899 explains, Becca's dad was one of the top guys at Camelot Information Systems, a company that went public in the US, made a bunch of big claims in their IPO
And he once
filings,
punched your
then
friend.
got hit with multiple lawsuits
Y'all had
for
a really
investigations
whirlwind
for security
relationship.
fraud
That's
and lying
kind of
to
crazy.
investors. A lot of folks say Camelot was basically a front for faking numbers until the company imploded. After the lawsuit started, the company went private and basically scrubbed all the evidence online, making it hard to connect the dots unless you dig through old legal filings. There's an in-depth document on some of the bizarre financials of Camelot Information Systems, titled The Fantasy World of Camelot Information Systems, investigations and a lawsuit eventually.
And why did he
came
punch your
out
friend
against
exactly?
CIS, Becca Bloom's parents' company, and CIS was kicked off the NASDAQ. Yet, this did not prevent Becca Bloom's parents from profiting off their fraud and becoming essentially billionaires, or close to it, as we don't know the exact financials of Becca Bloom's parents or herself, which their daughter now benefits from as well.
These are the books that my dad forced us to read growing up. Here's some of the weird household rules that I grew up with. 1, we didn't clap for participation. If you didn't win, you didn't get a congratulations. You got a debrief. What worked, what didn't, and what comes next.
Becca Bloom's entire social media career is due to the affluence she's been afforded from
You
birth,
caught him
which is
cheating
due
with a
to
girl.
fraud, according to
Oh.
these reports. Becca's entire
Wait,
brand has
I'm a
been
little
doing
confused.
rich
So you went
right
from
and
talking about
living
your
humbly,
you're talking about your
kind,
your ex-boyfriend
demure,
punching
and
your
gentle
friend,
with the ways in which she
and
suddenly
then
flaunts her
you're talking
wealth.
about
And yet,
somebody
allegedly,
cheating with
so
a girl.
much
You're
of the
talking about
wealth
your
that she
ex
flaunts
cheating with a girl,
came
or you're
from
talking
a
about the other
financial
person that the
fraud
guy
that her
punched?
parents enacted. Even Rebecca, having grown up in
I'm
Atherton,
confused.
going to the best school and being able to be an entrepreneur and start 3 different companies, came from the resources that her parents were able to give her from starting a company that was an alleged fraudulent company, an alleged rug pull. But Becca Bloom is apparently doing rich right. Presently, Rebecca Ma reportedly has a day job in finance, and while she's not a billionaire like her parents, though she
How did you
certainly
find out
says
about
like she is
cheating with a
one
girl?
and one
But
for content,
you're
she
telling you,
of
but
course lives a fairly
y'all
well-maintained
are.
job.
Okay, if there's one thing I know how to do, is how to wear a cute outfit at work without.
That's some unusual
Okay,
stuff,
the
especially for a
lighting's a little
10-year-old
weird, but this
to be
little
talking
yellow
about stuff like
reminds
that.
me of Curious George.
To be sharing that
Both,
information
but the set is
and
from Reformation.
having to deal with that type of
Bye,
experience.
hope you guys have an
That's
amazing day.
very
Rebecca Ma
unusual.
told the Wall
I would
Street
say.
Journal that she's worked for a pretty traditional finance technology firm in a client-facing role since graduating, but declined to name the company. In some of her content, Rebecca will show her followers a day in her life of her 80-hour work week. Rebecca Ma is only 27 years old. Honestly speaking, she's done a lot and accomplished quite a bit for someone so young. That being said, it's impossible
So you called
to look at not
him-
only how much her affluent background has
I'm still
played a
surprised
major
'cause
role
you
in her
shouldn't
success,
be-
but also how
Yeah.
much potentially fraudulent
You know what?
activities on the part of her
You
parents
have 8
played a
more
role
years
in the
left
entire
until you start
family's
exploring what it
success.
is to
How
be an
much of
adult.
illusion is
But even with
success
that,
really?
you
When
still
look
have
back
another
at her in a
7
very
years to
wealthy
really
and
fully
affluent
develop into the
family,
person you
will
are.
there always
But even
be
with that, you have
betrayals,
another
fraud,
extra
and other
5
skeletons
years
carving their path to
to
success?
figure out who
Is
you
success
really are
really
as a
just
person.
an illusion, a lie?
And
If
life
so, is
experiences.
social
Right
media
now,
really
you're just
the
going
perfect
through tepid
platform to
situations
further the lie?
that don't need any kind of memory. I can assure you, your best years are ahead.
Suddenly, in early 2020,
I mean, I want to be positive about that,
social
but
media
that's just me
platforms
saying
as
it.
Becca Bloom, and almost immediately saw success in her content.
Okay, I normally don't do this, but I'm gonna show you guys what my fiance got me for our anniversary. Starting off strong, he got this really pretty bag. He actually had to fly someone to Las Vegas to get it because apparently it's illegal to sell exotic skins in California. Hi guys, I'm gonna do an Hermes haul today. It's a mini
Jeez.
ready to go.
In the course
So
of
you
a year,
flaunt your
Becca
money like
Bloom
crazy.
amassed over 3 million followers on TikTok, now sitting at almost 5 million followers, and over 500,000 followers on Instagram. How did Becca Bloom gain so many followers and so much interest in her content? All through making posts that would sometimes subtly, sometimes overtly, show off how rich she was. A main character of #RichTalk was born.
I stumbled upon Becca Bloom yesterday for the first time. I was so intrigued. She's so interesting. I think I probably watched every single video, just like binged all of her content in one night. If you don't know, she's like a billionaire that lives in San Francisco, but she's like so calming and so gentle and sharing her wisdom, and it feels very authentic. And in almost every single one of her videos, people are commenting like, eat the rich, but not you. I just think it's kind of cool because she like randomly started posting it because she had a cat, she wanted to post a cat video. And then
I don't understand for the life of me how you can
she does not need to be on TikTok.
find any comfort
Full life, she's engaged.
watching a
Or
content
she
creator
could ever spend in her
talking about how wealthy she is. It makes no sense. It really makes no sense. I mean, geez. If that's your whole personality, then you don't really have much of a personality to begin with. Hey, what's your Twitch or TikTok is about? I'm rich. I'm a billionaire. I have a lot of money, and I like to flaunt it every way I can. I like to say that I'm very authentic, but that's not really the case. Hey, you're full of shit. No, but seriously. Oh. I'll tell you what I did though. So, I bought this game on sale that I've been meaning to get for a while, but I haven't had the chance to do it, primarily because I was I forgot about it. So, what is this game I'm talking about? It's called Tales of Kenzaria Zao. And it's a Metroidvania style action-adventure type game in which you play, that's pretty much based in African folklore. Particularly, I believe, in the... I wonder what African spirituality it belongs to. I need to remember what it's supposed to be, but it's very... I like the vibrancy behind it, but I will definitely say the version that I have on my Nintendo Switch is probably not the best one because it seems like there's some frame rate tears in certain parts in the game. Like, generally speaking, the game flows fairly decently, especially when it comes to the combat, but with everything else, Oh, how you doing, user? How's life treating you? How are you? But it's a really fun game, though. I really enjoyed it. So far, I'm enjoying it, but I have too many fucking games. So I'm finishing up Soul Reaver 2, The Legacy of Kain, and I'm kind of debating on where I'm going to go next. Either I'm going to return back to playing Bravely Default 2 and finish that up entirely, or I'm going to take it upon myself to finish up, or start the Bayonetta games. I've already finished up the third game. Now I just got to finish up the other ones. And my ex called me his emo when we were together. My dog is running away. Wait. If your dog is running away, how come you haven't caught the dog? So if that's the case, you need to start chasing the dog right now. I don't know, because I don't have dogs. I can't comment. And you see, and then Cooper says he calls you his emo when y'all were together. So why would he call you emo exactly? What is your definition of emo? I don't even know what that really means. It's such a broad term to me. I always think that emo just means that you're very emotional with your feelings. I work out, very minimal though. Usually every single morning. Basic push-ups, sit-ups, and squats. That's about it. I got major potential. Well, yeah. But I'm not going to be Spider-Man or anything like that. Shoot. Keep it up. Thank you. I appreciate it. Nah, see, I don't have much muscles. My muscles are not very big. Let me put this baby up. Be right back. Never doubt myself. Superman. Oh, nah. Nah, I do have workout equipment, though, at home. So I don't really go to the gym and all that, though. But at my work, we do have a gymnasium that we use. We have a gym that we use ourselves, but I rarely ever use it. To me, I really think it's more important to just use your own body in order to tone yourself and build your strength up. To me, I feel like that's a lot more important than having to use any kind of workout equipment. Let me see. That's emo, quiet, and calm. Quiet, calm, reflective. Okay, maybe that's probably a better way to describe it. Calm and reflective. Jeez, I've never been called Unk before. I'm gonna be called all kinds of nicknames by the time this damn stream is over. Yeah, I mean, I've been breaking a lot of promises this year with my so-called New Year's resolutions, but it just kind of doesn't really make any sense. Like, you say you want to do something, but rather than setting up a time and everything else, you just kind of do it. So I do have on a little timetable that I want to do things and actually learn how to restrict myself, but That's going to take some time. That's going to take some time. Cool. Oh, you're still emo. Huh. So you still see yourself as... Okay, so you are emo still. Alright. There's nothing wrong with being emo. Like I said, nothing wrong with being emo. But I feel like the word has been kind of thrown around. I mean, the word seemed like it kind of eludes me a little bit because I don't quite... I've heard it before, and you could probably mistake people for being emo and goth and emo or gemo, whatever you want to call it. Because I think goth is a lifestyle. To me, that's what it is. It's a lifestyle, while being emo is just an emotional, more of an emotional state of being, or someone that's very reflective, or as what you call it, you know, quiet and calm. Yes. So, Coop, what I will say to you is this. Well, this is a question I'm going to present to you. Do you still want to deal with a heartache? Answer that very carefully. That's the difference between you being able to move forward with your life and having to be stuck in the past. You want to move forward? Do not entertain. Abort the mission. That's what I say. This is nice. This is sweet. This is lovely. To which I say I will enjoy with such great ferocity. Oh, he still flirts with you. Well, don't let him flirt with you then. that's the case, then you're going to continue to get yourself hurt. And no one's going to be able to protect you. Just saying. You got to move on from it. You're calling X for a reason. There's a reason why. If he cheated on you, you leave him behind. Because he's only using you to break your heart. And most importantly, you shouldn't be thinking about stuff like this right now. I don't care if you still like him. I'm telling you as an adult, to you, as a father figure, for lack of a better word, do not entertain him. I understand that things could be very confusing, but there's a word that you're going to have to learn. Alright, so I figured that you're making shit up. Okay, Cooper. So you're saying a lot of stuff that doesn't make any sense. So now you're making stuff up. I see. You're just coming up with some wild stories. I get it. Very funny. Very, very funny. You can't be your ex if you're back together with him. It makes no sense. Or I will say you're not back with him. It makes no sense. How can you tell me the truth when you say he's your ex and now you got back together with him? What happened? A second ago, you changed your mind? Makes no sense. Be a little bit more tact about it. How exactly are you telling the truth? Doesn't sound like you're telling the truth to me. Go to another country to terrorize them. Yo, take care of yourself. And on my end, I'm leaving the stream. Take care.